All right. So, well, we're going to study a new topic. First of all, let me talk about addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Those are called basic operations in mathematics. And you know, when you, before even getting the first grade, your parents probably teach you how to do additions. Okay. So you know how to do, then you learn subtraction and multiplication and the division. Okay. So those are, you're familiar with that. So called addition. Actually, I'm going to go over those addition problems. Additions, like a 2 plus 3, it's 5. Everybody knows that. And actually, addition has very important properties. 2 plus 3 equals 3 plus 2. Okay. Okay. Sounds trivial, right? That's also important, but not always all the operations we are going to define.
What is that called?
Property. This property. Okay. So please please mute yourself. Okay. Yes. Those are called, we also have, let me go over this again. And so if 2 plus 3, usually I have to put the parenthesis here, but we find out it doesn't matter. You can 3 plus 1 first, then you do it. So in the future, we do not, put the parenthesis because it's a same. Doesn't matter which two numbers you can, which two numbers you can add them together. So this is we get familiar with that, right? But subtraction is different. Subtraction, you cannot exchange two numbers, right? Subtraction, like 2 minus 3, yes, it's not going to be 3 minus 2. Okay, so it's not a commutative in this sense. Okay, so be careful about subtraction. You cannot easily remove a parenthesis. For example, like 2 minus 3 plus 1, right? And that is not going to be that's not going to be. It's not going to be 2 minus 3 plus 1. Okay, for example. So you have to be very careful about those operations. And the multiplication has a similar property. 2 times 3 is 3 times 2. Okay, but division, you know that it's not going to be 3 divided by 2. Okay, 2 divided by 3 is not going to be 3 divided by 2. So those are the basic operations. We're already familiar with that. You memorize those rules, and you have to be careful when you do the computation. Okay, now what we're going to do today is a little bit abstract. Okay, we are going to define new operations. We're going to define new operations. Okay, we're going to define new operations. Yes. Hi. Yeah. So we are going to do new operations. I have to use a letter to I have to use 2 letters in general to define the new operations. Okay, here's the one I have to define. Okay, A, but I have to use a new notation. I'm not going to use a traditional operation notation plus addition multiplication. I'm going to use this one, put a circle on that. Okay, that's trying to distinguish this one with the other one. So A circle plus B is defined to be, okay, it's defined to be A times B minus A. Okay, now, so here times and minus, it's the usual operations we are familiar. Okay, that's called the new operations. So we define this one, A circle plus B equals A times B minus A. Okay, so let's compute. So what is A circle plus 2? Okay, but then in the place of A, you have to put a 1. And then in the place of B, you have to put a 2. Now in the place of A, you have to put the 1. Okay, then you multiply this out. It's going to be 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times minus 1 is 1. So answer is 1. Okay, and then 2 circle plus 1. Let's try this. A in the place of A in the formula. You see, look at it, you have to find is A. A is 2, B is 1, then A is 2. Okay, so the answer is 2 minus 2, which is giving me 0. So this new operation, okay, does not have the commutative property. So 1 circle plus 2 is not going to be 2 circle plus 1. Okay, got it? I hope you understand it. That's the first question. The second question is, I'm going to define A star. You know, I just use a different notation. Okay? A star B. So I have a number A times number B, but that's called star. Okay, and that is going to be A times 6 minus B times 5. Okay, so that's my definition. I define the new operation. I define new operation, and so A times star B is going to be 8 times 6 minus B times 5. So let's compute 9 star 8. Okay, let's compute the 9 star 8. Okay. So again, compute 9 star 8. Yeah. So in the place of A, it is 9 times 6. In the place of B, it's 8 times 5. Okay. Okay. So that's going to be 54. And that's going to be 40. So the answer is 14. Got it? Yeah. So I'm going to ask you to do this. I'm going to ask you to do 6 star 7. Oh, Max will get 5. 6 star 7. Okay, be careful. In the place of us, yeah, please do this problem. Yeah, 6 star 7. Can you work out that problem using the above defined operation? So this star, okay? Yeah, this is a 6 times 6, right? In the place of B, it's a 7 and times 5. So 36 minus 35, which is what? Got it? Okay. Now you can also do this 5 star, 6 star 7. So we compute the 6 star 7 is inside the parentheses here. It's going to be 6 star 7. 6 star 7 is already 1. Okay. Then use above formula again. It's going to be 5 times 6 minus B is 1 times 5. Right? So the answer will be 30 minus 1 is 25. So I'm also going to do this one, 5 star 6, then star 7. I want to see if I do these two numbers first, okay, should I get the same result or not? So in order to do this, I have to compute 5 star 6, okay? How do I find the 5 star 6? I can do like this. I can do it inside the parentheses, okay? So 5 star in the place of 5, it's in the place of A is a 5. 5 times 6 minus in the place of a B, it's a 6. 6 times 5. Whoops. So that means it is going to be 0 times 7 star 7. Then in the place of A, it's a 0. In the place of B, it's a 7. Okay, so the answer is going to be negative 35. So clearly, clearly those two are different. You see, so 5 star, 6 star 7 is not going to be 5 star 6 parenthesis and star 7. So it's different from the usual multiplication. Okay, the usual multiplication, 5 times parenthesis times 7 is going to be equal to parenthesis 5 times 6, then parenthesis times 7. Okay, so those are the new operations, and that behave quite differently. Okay, you can see that these two are different, right? These two are different. One is 25, this is a 25, right? This is a negative 35, so they're not equal. Yeah, they're not equal. Great. All right, let's continue. All right, I'm going to ask you to do the following problem. We have a 6. I define A, and I put the H. It doesn't matter. Okay, A times B. This is just a notation. Okay, it's going to be A times B minus A divided by B. Okay?
Unbelievable.
Find the 6H3. All right, so this is this is a 6. So that's, we define this new operation. That's new, so I use the H, okay, between those two numbers. So how to compute this problem? So in the place of A, you have to put a 6, and this times B, in the place of B, you have to put 3. Then minus A is 6, B is 3. Okay, you write down that first. Then 18 minus 2. Then the answer will be 16. Right? Already past the time. All right, so let's I hope everybody got this answer. Okay, great. Yeah, good job, Maxwell. Okay, Jessica, Liu, Cassie, Elaine, Kylie. Okay, they all got the answers. Great. Okay. So let's take a look at another problem. Okay, we define A circle, put point B here. That's a new operation. It's gonna be 5 times A plus 4 times B. Okay, we are going to compute 8 circle start 9, right, and put parenthesis here, so start 2. Right, so what does it mean? A and the 9 is in the parenthesis, right? So you have to compute that first. Let's separate this, right? You compute this first. Okay, so that's going to be in the place of A. A is going to be in the place of A, it's going to be 8. Okay, in the place of B, it is 9. So you do the computation first. Okay, 5 times 40, right? 39, 36. Okay, then that'll be 76. Okay, and then you do this, and first of all you put 76 first, then start 2. Okay, because you already compute that number. Then use above formula. Okay, you take a look at, right? In the place of A is 76, so 5 times 76, and then in the place of B, that is 2. Okay, then you do the computation. Okay, so what should be the answer? 388. I see lots of students got 388. Crystal and Nina, Maxwell, Lucia, Kylie. Okay, so we can do the comp. Yeah, let's finish this. I'm going to do that. Okay, 5 times 76 plus 8. Okay, so it's going to be 388. Okay. All right, so let's try next one. Okay. So we are going to define A plus circle B equals A divided B minus B divided by A. Okay, that's the definition. Okay, and I also define A cross B, okay, circle times B. Okay, this is a A minus B plus AB, A times B. All right, so now it's pretty complicated, right? So that's two different operations here. So what we can do is we want to compute 2 plus 3, then circle times 4. Okay, to solve this problem, you have to use the first operation to find the two circle plus 3. Okay, so look at this. Okay, look at this. Now you have to do a fractions this time, unfortunately. So 2 divided by 3, right? And minus b is a 3. So 3 divided by 2. Okay. I hope we can use the fractions, otherwise it's hard. So do the fractions. I'm not sure you're able to do a fraction. Okay, that's going to be 2 over 3 minus 3 over 2. Right? Are you able to combine those two numbers to get the one fraction? Right? Yeah. So we have to get a common denominator, right? Like here you have to multiply 2. That's 2 times 2. Here so you have to multiply 3. 3 by 3. Then you have a common denominator. Then you can add them together. Okay, it's gonna be 6, 4 minus 9 over 6. Then 4 minus 9 over 6. It's gonna be negative 5 over 6. Oh, that's pretty complicated. All right. So anyway, we get a number. Okay. I hope you can figure out this later. But let's use this number. Okay, so that is going to be negative 5 over 6 and circle times 4. So let's look at above identity. Okay, we see that in the place of A is negative 5 over 6, B is 4 plus negative 5 over 6 times 4. Yeah, 8 times B. Okay, so then you just simplify this. Yeah, this is a little bit difficult. I shouldn't use that number. Okay, division is always cause some troubles. Anyway, so you simplify this. How do you simplify this? 5 over 6 times 4. You see, 5. You can keep a 6 because there's another 6 over there. So 5 times 4 is going to be 20. Okay, over 6, right? Then how do you group this together? These two numbers should be grouped together, right? Okay, this number should be grouped together. So you get negative 6, 5 plus 20 because there is both are negative numbers. Okay, so you will get negative 25 over 6. Okay, we try to put them together as one fraction. Now, how to combine those two numbers? You have both a negative sign. You can take it out, right? And this is a 4, right? And how to make a 4 as something over 6? It's going to be 24 divided by 6, right? Now you have a 2 common denominators, right? So then you get 25 plus 24 is 49 over 6. Okay, we like proper fractions. Yeah, this is a little bit complicated. We're trying to give you the homework. Use just integers only. Fractions. If you haven't learned fractions, I hope you can find a time study that at home. Okay. But let me give you the following problem for practice. We define A, that's a triangle B, as 2 times A plus 3 times B. Okay. And I also define A, this notation, as A times B. Okay, great. That's the usual multiplication. Okay. So we're going to compute the 2 triangle 3, and that's 4. Okay. Now please do this problem. So my suggestion is you have to compute 2 triangle B first. Okay. So you can separate to work on 2 triangle 3, but you can also put in the bigger parenthesis. Okay. You can put the bigger parenthesis. I'll give you a half minute to work out this. Triangle, yes. Just we define this operation. It's like addition multiplication. It's just a triangle, just represents A triangle B represents the expression on the right hand side. So that means you can put parenthesis, bigger parenthesis here. So what is 2 triangle 3? A is a 2, right? B in the place of B is a 3. This is A, that's a B. Got it? Using above formula. You know, this formula, yeah, this is a formula we are using here. Okay? So this is a A, that's a B. Okay? So you do the computation first inside. It's a 4 plus 9. And then it's going to be 13. Okay? Then we use this formula, right? And we used it here. Right? So let's see. A is 13. B is just 4. And you multiply this out. Okay? So it's going to be, I think, 52. Right? 13 times 4 is 52. Okay, this is answer. Good job. Okay. Yeah, everybody got the answers. I'm happy to see that. All right, I'm going to ask you to do the next problem. Okay, I'm defining A circle plus B to be A times 3 minus B divided by 2. Okay, compute. Okay, 7 circle plus 6. Okay, and then also have a parenthesis, circle plus 8. Right, so let's do this computation. So, so now, Oh, Nina has answered already. Yeah. So how to do that? You put a bigger parenthesis here. In the place of A, it's a 7 times 3. In the place of B, it's a 6 divided by 2. Then you put A here. So that, yeah, let me circle. Yeah. So this is a A, right? A should be this, and B should be this, right? So these two are called. So just yeah. So you get this number, you put this number here. Okay. Yeah. Then you compute the number inside. Okay. So you get 21 minus, it's a 3. Okay. 21 minus 3 is going to be what? 18. Then you apply about the formula again. So this time, this is A, that's a B, right? B. So A times 3, B divided by 2. Okay, so then you get, now this time you have to use 8 times 3, right? I think 54 minus 4, so it's 50. Okay, so this is a 50. All right, so we are familiar with this. The notation can be all kinds of different. Okay, maybe in more advanced, you will see a notation like that. I define this like X. Okay, I hope you you understand. This is going to be X plus Y minus, okay, X divided by Y, for example, right? So, notation can be different. Sometimes I put some symbol between X and Y, but sometimes I use this notation, F minus the X, right? So I'm going to ask you to find the F1, sorry, yeah, F4 and 2, okay? So what does that mean? That means in the place of X, you have to put the 4 there. In the place of Y, you have to put a 2 there. Then you have to plug 4 for X, 2 for Y, okay? Then you do the computation. It's going to be 6 minus 2. That's going to be 4, okay? So the answer is 4. Got it? Good job. So you understand this, right? Okay. Now we are going to solve an inverse problem. So first of all, we define as the operation A, circle point B. Okay. I defined it to be A times B minus A plus B. I know the following information. 15 circle point B is going to be 17. So I want to figure it out. What is the B? Wow, this is an inverse problem. So you know the result, but you're trying to go back to figure out the number. Now, how to solve this problem? Let's express 15 circle dot B in more detail. So in the place of A is a 15 times B, right? Okay. Minus A is a 15 plus B. That's supposed to be 17. Okay. All right. Now this is we have to solve a kind of equation. This is the first time we see equation. So how can we solve this problem? You have a 15B and plus 1. You can group this together, right? So 15B plus 1B. How many B's there? 16B, right? And still minus 15. Okay. Then we have to simplify a little bit, right? So how do you do that? You can by guess and try if you want. But my suggestion is I'm going to add the same number to the both sides. Okay, if I add the same number to the both sides, you will get rid of a 15. See, minus 15 plus 15, that is going to be 0. Okay, that's probably new, right? And the 17 plus 15, 17 plus 15 is, everybody knows that it's going to be 32. Okay, 16 times some number is 32. What is that number? That number must be equal to 2. But how do we get that? You can do the following. 16 times b equals 32. What I'm going to do is I'm going to divide 16 on both sides. So this same 16 cancels out, and 32 divided by 16 can be simplified to 2, because 32, this is the same as 32 divided by 16, so which is 2. Okay. Yeah, this is a little bit difficult problem. It's called inverse problem, and we are not do very occasionally we do this type of problem. Okay. Now, let's try some new type of problems. You never see that before. Okay. So let's see. We have to figure out the pattern. 3 circle top is going to be 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. Then 5. That is given information. It's a 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10. Okay, I give you the pattern. Okay, I want to find I want you to find 3 circ dot 5. Well, you are not given a formula. You are not given a formula. Now, how do we do this problem? You have to look at the pattern. Okay, is there any connection? You know, this is the pattern. Okay, let me look at the first one. Let me get also. Okay, so it looks like this 3 is the same as this 3, right? No problem. And this 5 is going to be this 5, no problem. We have to figure out pattern. Now, what that 4 represents, what that 6 represents? Well, come on. Okay. What does that 4 represent? Okay. So that 4 and 6, you have to look at as a side. I think this 4 represents the total number of the numbers on the right hand side, right? 3, 4, 5, 6. And because the second equation, you have 6 terms, right? So this is a 6 terms. Here's 4. Okay, so now it's clear, right? So if we understand that, then this will begin with 3, then you have 5 terms. Okay, then you add them together. Okay, then you solve the problem. And when you add them together, you still have to find a good way to do that, because like this 2 should be good 10, right? And 7 plus 5, it's going to be 12. 12 plus 3, 50. So it's going to be 25. Okay, so that is the answer. Got it? Yeah, here this is actually trying to figure out the pattern. Maybe you can figure out formula. Maybe you can figure out the formula for this. Yeah, can you figure out formula for this? Yeah, the formula is actually going to be, if yeah, the formula is like an A circle B is begin with A, right? The second number is A plus 1, right? The third number is A plus 2, right? And the last number, you have to figure out how many terms. The terms they're B terms. So A plus B minus 1. So this you have a B terms. Okay, that's a formula. Okay. All right. So let's try next problem. The next problem is, I know 4. Do you know how to call it? This number is gonna be 4 times 4, and also 6. This in English called nabla. Okay, nabla. Yeah, 6 nabla 4 is gonna be 6 times 6 times 6 times 6, and compute using this pattern. Compute 9 nabla 5. I'm glad that everybody got it. Yeah. So the first number, right? The first number represents the factor. The first number represents the factor. Okay, but the second number represents how many factors they have. They are right. So this is a 4, and this is a 2 factors. Okay, so if you understand that, then you can easily solve the problem. It's gonna be 9 times 9 times 9 times 9 times 9. Wow. If you use a calculator, you can do pretty fast. Yeah, just powers. Okay. Now in mathematics, there's a simple notation called 9. You put a little 5 here. Okay. That's one of the way to describe. Remember, this is a good notation. Otherwise, you have to 9 times 9 times 9. Okay. You can multiply this out. Yeah, if you multiply this out, I'm pretty sure lots of students give me 59,049. Okay. Yeah, this should be. If you multiply this out, that's what you get. But in mathematics, there's another simple notation, and it's called 9 to the power 5. You read it because you have an identical fact 9999. So you have 5 nines there. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's try a different problem. We have a operation called the triangle, and we know that 5 triangle 2 is going to be 8. 6 triangles 5 is going to be 7. 9 triangle 10 is going to be 8. 10 triangle 13 is going to be 7. So what is 7 triangle 9? 7 triangles. Okay. All right, it's maybe it's hard to yeah, this is a harder problem. It's not it. So you have to figure out the possible operations A triangle B equals something something here. Then you match it. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So this is where we have to be do a best guess and try. So it's guess and try is actually 2 times A minus B. Yeah, double the first number minus the second number. Okay, that's a pattern. Okay, if you can figure out that, then you solve the problem. Okay, yeah, this is a hard problem. Okay, I have to say that. If you understand that, then you double check it, everything's correct, right? 2 times 5 minus 2 is gonna be 8. 6 times 2 minus 5 is gonna be 7. 9 times 2 times 9 minus 10 is also 8. So then 7 triangle 9 is gonna be 2 times 7 minus 9. It's gonna be 5. Okay. Yeah, this is a bit difficult. Let's look at the next problem. Yeah. So we are going to look at define A circle dot B. Defined to be A plus 1, A plus 2, A plus B. Find the two circle 4. So what's going on, Eli? All right, so look at this, right? What is A? What does A represent? A represents each term in the parenthesis, the first term, right? And the B represents how many terms? B term, right? So that means every term you have a 2 there, right? But B is 4, so the last one will be 4. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. If you figure out that, then the rest of them are easy. Okay, so add them together. Now, how do you add them together quickly? Right? You can say how many 2's there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 times 4. Then 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, it's easy, right? So that's going to be 10. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. Then the answer is 18. Okay, the answer is 18. Great. So I'm going to change the problem slightly different. I still define the same operation. Okay, what I know is, given the following information, I have A circle dot 5 is going to be 75. So my question is, what is A? That's unknown. That's inverse problem. We call the equation. Okay, so you have to first of all have to write down the form. 5 represents the number of terms. You have the 5 parentheses there, right? So that means you have A plus 1, A plus 2, A plus 3, A plus 4, then A plus 5. That's supposed to be 75. And we have to figure out what is that number A, right? And I ask you to do this, right? Okay, please work out this problem. Okay, how many is there? Right? And 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, you can add them together. Oh. Maxwell. Jessica Liu and Nina got 12. Great. Let's do the problem. Okay. How many A's there? You have a 5A, right? 5 times A. And now 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 plus 5, 15. Right? So you get some equation like that. Okay, you get some equation like that. Now, how do you solve it? How do you find the number? You can by guess and try, but we let's do this way. Clean up. We have to clean the next 15. So minus 15, minus 15. You have to subtract the same number from the both sides. It's like a balance. You have to remove the same number from both sides. Then okay, but 15 minus 15 is gone. So this side is only 5 times some number, and 75 minus 15 is going to be 60. Okay, 5 times some number equals 60. What is that number? Right? And you can do the following. You can divide by 5 on both sides. Okay, and this 5 cancels out. Yeah, it's 12. So it's going to be 12. Good job. So it's 12. So 12 is the answer. Okay, we are learning the simple equations. All right, continue. Let's continue. Okay, we have 8 square 3 is 8 plus 9 plus 10. 10 square 5 is going to be 10 plus 11 plus 12 plus 13 plus 14. And let's compute again. 20 square 6. Okay. All right. So 20 square 6 first means to begin with a 20. You have to have a 6 terms: 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I already have 6 terms, right? Now question how to add them together. You learned some trick here, right? You add them together, you can do like this. How many 20s? Because each one can even decompose. 20 plus 1, 20 plus 2, 20 plus 3, all right? 20 plus 4, 20 plus 5. Maybe you can do this. So how many 20s? 20, you have 6 20s. Then 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, right? 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 4, 3 is 6, 6 plus 4 is 10, 10 plus 5, so 15. So if we do like this, it's much faster, and 2 times 6 is 12, so 120 plus 15, then it's going to be 135. Okay. Another way we remember, right? Another way we did is that if this is a series, right? It's a arithmetic sequence. Then the sum will be the first number plus last number, right? Divide by 2, right? First number times number divided by 2, then multiply by 6. Okay? Yeah, remember that, right? The first number, the last number, and divide by, add them get the average value, then divide by 6. Okay, you will also get 135. Okay, so that's 6 divided by 2 is 3. So 45 times 3. Okay, so 135 again. Okay, so there are a couple ways to do this. All right, let's have a quick review for what we learned. Yeah, I'm going to ask you to do the following problems. Okay, so here's a question. Okay, A number B represents the average value of the average value. How to get the average value? A plus B divided by 2. Okay, given the information, the average value in 6 is going to be 17. What is A? Okay. All right, so A number B is the average value. So A number the 6 is going to be A plus 6 divided by 2 equals 17, right? Right. So that means you have to multiply both sides by 2. It's a 17 is times 2. It's going to be 34. Okay. So A plus 6 is 34. Then how do you solve the problem? Right. Then A should be equal to 34 minus 6. It's 28. 28. Okay. So let me repeat again. So have A plus 6 divided by 2 is going to be 17. So how do you simplify this? The idea to simplify this is you multiply both sides by 2. If you multiply these 2, then these 2 cancel out. The left-hand side is going to be A plus 6. This 17 is 34 times 2 is 7. So then you subtract 6 from both sides. This left side is 8. The right-hand side is 28. Got it? All right. Here's the next problem. We're going to have a review. So I define A square B is going to be minus A minus 2 times B divided by 2. Okay. I want to compute 3 square 5 square 4. Okay. Yeah, please do this problem. All right, we already get answers from Nina, Maxwell, Jessica Liu, Ilian Wang, right? Lu Xiao. Cassie. Yeah. Okay, good job. Okay, so I'm going to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate the work on that first. this is going to be in the place of A is a 5, B is a 4, okay? So 5 minus 2 is 3, 4 divided by 2 is 2, so the answer here is 6, okay? Then I put 6 here, okay? Then I use the above formula again. Be careful. It's A is a 3, 3 minus 2. B is a 6, 6 divided by 2. Okay, the answer here is 1 times 3. So the answer is 3. Well, somebody gets 6. Okay, good. Good job. Okay, so I'm happy to see. The next one is a little bit strange. Okay, let's go. Okay, we know that 2 plus 4 is going to be 24 divided by 2 plus 4. I also know that 3 plus 6 is going to be 36 divided by 3 plus 6. According to this compute, compute 8 plus 4. Okay, you have to figure out the pattern. I guess you already figured out. Look at this pattern. 3 is here, right? 6 is the second digit. Then you can see, yeah, this is like a testing IQ. Okay, so it's going to be 84 divided by 8 plus 4. Okay, so 84 divided by 12. If 84 divided by 12, it's going to be what? 7, yeah. So it's 7. Good. All right, let's do one more problem, then we finish it. We know that 2 triangle 3 is going to 2 plus 3 plus 4. Look at the pattern. 5 triangle 4 is a 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8. Okay, and you are given the following information. 1 triangle X is going to be 15. What is X? That's mystery number. Okay. Yeah, what is X? Okay, so that means okay, so 1 triangle 6 means you begin with a 1, 2, 3. The last term should be X because that tells you how many terms do you have, right? 5 triangle 4 means you have 4 terms, begin with 5. And the 1 triangle 6 means you have a sequence of numbers, begin with 1. But that should be equal to 15. If it's 15, let me try. So I know 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, this is a 10. Right? So then I figured out at 5, that's going to be 15. Yes, that X must be 5. Got it? Great. All right, that's all for today's class. Thank you for coming.